Boo! This Halloween, I'm going out as CNN anchor Carl Azus, and I'm going to go ahead and give my costume a CNN 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching on this last day of October. We're starting with a report on the U.S. government's response to a caravan of migrants heading toward America's southern border with Mexico. We first reported on the caravan last week on our October 22nd show. You can find that in our archives at CNN10.com. The group is made up mostly of people from Central America. It's not known exactly how many migrants there are. Many have turned back and headed home to nations like Honduras. But estimates say several thousand are still in the caravan, which is making its way through Mexico. The U.S. military is sending command posts, helicopters, night vision equipment, medical units, and more than 5,200 troops to the U.S. border with Mexico. The military says that's in addition to more than 2,000 troops who've already been deployed from the National Guard. The deployment is called Operation Faithful Patriot, and an American military commander says the mission is to better secure areas where people can cross into the U.S. U.S. President Donald Trump says gang members and some very bad people are mixed into the caravan and that the migrants won't be admitted into America unless they go through the legal process. He also called the caravan an invasion of the U.S. Critics say the migrant group is not a threat to America, that it's mostly made up of women and children. They accuse the president of using the caravan to incite fear and attract votes in next week's midterm elections. The migrants, who are traveling by foot, could still be weeks away from the U.S. border. The U.S. military operation there is expected to run from November 5th through mid-December. It's not unusual to see flooding in Venice, Italy this time of year. The city of lagoons and canals is often overwhelmed by water between October and December, but it is unusual to see flooding like this. A low-pressure weather system has brought strong winds blowing from south to north across northern Italy. That, combined with high tide, has caused flooding in at least 77% of Venice. If high tide levels of 5 feet 3 inches above sea level are confirmed, they'll be the city's highest since 1979. Tourists and residents have had to wade through waist-high water. Marathon runners had to splash their way through parts of the city on Sunday. But this has been more than an inconvenience. Schools have been closed. The government has warned people against traveling unless it's necessary, and 9 deaths have been blamed on the flooding. Even in the capital of Rome, which is located in central Italy, officials have issued weather alerts because of heavy rain, strong winds, and violent storms. It's limited some of the vacation options for tourists. The Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the ruins of the ancient Roman city of Pompeii, all these sites were closed because of the bad weather. 10-second trivia. What adjective describes something specifically related to motion? Adroit, didactic, kinetic, or plucky? When it comes to motion, kinetic is the word that keeps things moving. And in the art world, kinetic describes a piece that moves, usually with mechanical parts. What you're about to see is a perfect example. The kinetic sculptures that Anthony Howe creates are tall, as much as 25 feet high, and they're stopping people in their tracks around the world. They're expensive to buy, but once you start looking at them, it's hard to look away.
Aliens, jellyfish, bursting suns. That all is immaterial to me. I don't really want them to be like anything. I want them to be like nothing else you've seen before. My name is Anthony Howe. I'm a kinetic wind sculptor residing on Orcas Island, Washington. unifying element to all of my work is that the outdoor stuff is all powered by the wind. I don't have a gallery and haven't had one for about 30 years. My wife and I have run the whole business ourselves without agents or galleries or consultants. Most of the people that see my work see it on YouTube videos. A large-scale piece will generally start at, say, 45,000, 50,000, and go up to 400,000 if it's a really big sculpture. But that's the kind of a piece that takes a long time to make and extracts a lot of physical ability out of me. What I'm trying to do with the work is cause people to stop whatever thought process they have in their head and just for a moment experience a different kind of reality, maybe more meditative. They work. They take people out of their whatever nonsense is going on in their heads, puts them in a different place. It's a feeling you get when you see something that is very beautiful or unusual. That's what I'm trying to do with the work.
As Americans make plans to go to Halloween parties, watch creepy movies, or go trick-or-treating, which I always thought was the most fun thing about Halloween, the scariest part of the holiday may not be the costumes or the giant fake spiderweb decorations. It may be the weather, at least for folks in parts of the Midwest and the South. Here's what Americans can expect.
And here's a quick look at your Halloween forecast, maybe somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock on Halloween night. Rain showers and even some severe weather across parts of the deep south. Colder weather to the north, although this is still okay. 53 Minneapolis, you don't have to put some kind of parka on top of your costume and cover it all up. You can dress warmly underneath. 76 in Memphis, 78 in Atlanta for afternoon highs for your Wednesday. Now here is the area that there may be thunder and lightning. You have to watch this as you kind of plan your attack on the neighborhood. See where the storms are before you go out, because this could be a 6 or 7 o'clock thunderstorm lightning event for some people here, especially across that orange area. And there's the front, there's the weather right on through Arkansas. Now it moves off to the east eventually for your Thursday and Friday. High pressure in control of most of the west. Colder than you've been out west, but still pretty good. Here are our temperatures now for northeast. Syracuse, you get to 56 right at game time, or 6 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. 54 in Boston, 62 in New York, and still pretty mild in Columbus. Nashville still 73. There's the line of weather approaching Texarkana, maybe Little Rock, on up even toward Cape Girardeau. That's going to be the 6 o'clock forecast time there. Still thunderstorms around Houston, Texas at a high there, a beautiful 79. Billings and also toward Boise and Missoula, there's snow in the higher elevations. Above about 7,000 or 8,000 feet, it'll still be quite cool in some spots. Flagstaff, a cool spot here, only 36, where Phoenix at your 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, pretty close to 7 o'clock local, you will be in the 70s still. So enjoy your Halloween.
So if you're going trick-or-treating, an umbrella you'll be needing if in Shreveport or in Lufkin you are trying to fill your pumpkin. You'll want that to be contained with much more candy than rain, so be sure to check the weather. Maybe the streets will be wetter, or maybe just a sweater will make your whole night better as you're outside and hobnobbing for some chocolate to be gobbling. I'm Carl Zeus for CNN10.